Hi everyone, this is my fairy tale, Peter John and the Hairy Bears. Once upon a time, there was a brave boy called Peter John. He was on the way to see his father friend Brian Taylor when they decided to take a shortcut through Mount Weather. It was long before Peter got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for the favorite toy, a cowboy doll. But a cowboy doll was nowhere to be found. Peter began to panic. He felt sure had the pocket a cowboy doll. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a hairy bear dressed in a blue jacket disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Peter. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiar dressed bear. Perhaps he could tell him the way out of the forest. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to the following the peculiar dressed bear. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Peter reached a clearing, the clearing with two houses, one made from leather and one made from Memphis. Peter could be his tummy rumbling. Look at the house did nothing to ease the hunger. Hello, he called. Is anybody here? Nobody replied. Peter looked at the roof of the closed house and wondered if it would be a rat to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a wall house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the odd fixture or lick the odd feeding in time of need. A keyboard through the air, giving Peter a fright. A witch jumped into space in front of the house. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was a cowboy doll. A cowboy doll showed Peter. He turned to the witch. That is my toy. The witch just sprang ahead. Give a cowboy doll back, cried Peter. Not on your Nelly, say the witch. At least let a cowboy doll out of the cage. Before she could reply, the hairy bear in the blue jacket rushed in toward a footpath on the other side of the clearing. Hello, Big Bear, said the way. Good morning. The bear noticed a cowboy doll. Who is this? That a cowboy doll, explained the witch. Oh, a cowboy doll would look lovely in my house. Give it to me, demanded the bear. The witch looked her head. A cowboy doll is staying with me. Excuse me, Peter interrupted. A cowboy doll live with me, and not in a cage. Big Bear ignored him. Is there nothing you'll try? He asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, I do like to be internet. I relate him to anybody who can eat a wall front door. Big Bear looked at the house made from Memphis and said, no problem, I could cut entire house made from Memphis if wanted to. There's no need to show off, said the witch. Just eat a front door and I'll let you have a cowboy doll. Peter was feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give a cowboy doll to Big Bear. He did think a cowboy doll you like living with a hairy bear away from his house and all his other toys. Big Bear put on his bead and withdrew a knife and fork from his pocket. "I'll eat his workhouse," said Big Bear. "Just you watch." Big Bear pulled up a corner at the front door of the house made from Memphis. He gulped it down, smiling, and went wild for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Bear started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more forkfuls or muffins, he grew to the size of the largest snowball, and he was every bit as a ram. I don't feel too good," said Big Bear. Suddenly he started to roll. He'd grown so round that the colt longer balanced. "Help!" he cried as he rolled up down a slope into the forest. Big Pig never finished eating the front door made from Memphis, and a cowboy door remained trapped in the witch cage. Daddy said, "The witch, I win, I get to keep a cowboy doll." "Not so fast," said Peter. "There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house made from leather, and I have had a turn yet." "I don't have to give you a turn," laughed the witch, "making my rules." The good curry, uh, um, the wind curry boy carried through the forest. "I think you should give him a chance. It's only fair." "Fine," said the witch, "but you saw what happened in the beer. Uh, he won't last long." "I'll ride back," said Peter. "What say witch? Where's your sense of impatience? I thought you wanted a cowboy doll back." Peter ignored the wish and gathered a hefty pile of sticks. He came back. He came back to the clearing and started small campfire. Carefully, he broke up the piece of the door of the house made from leather, and tossed in under the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, the look at Peter sat down on nervy lock. "You failed," um, cackled the witch. "You were supposed to eat the whole door." "I can't finish it," explained Peter. "I am just waiting for my food to go down." When Peter's foot had decided, he broke off another piece of the door made from the leather. Once more he tossed his foot over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Peter walked down to the final piece of the door made from leather, carefully toasted and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Peter had eaten the entire front door of the house made from leather. "The witch stamping for anything with you have tricked me," she said. "I don't regret kidding." "I don't think so," said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing carrying his axe. "This little boy won't fair and square now. Hand over a cowboy doll. I will chop your broken in half." The wee rookie and horn friends grand and hair broke and placed it bearing her. Then, having she opened the door of the cage, Peter hurried over and grabbed a cowboy doll, chicken daddy's favorite,